So why is running so addictive? One thing I know for a fact about running is that it elicits a lot of really opinionated passion from people, whether they hate it, can't stand it, or they absolutely love it. And usually the hate is a hate from having a bad experience with running or just really not understanding it. And the loving the running is from people who have found the empowerment of overcoming adversity a lot. You may not think of running as adversity, but it's kind of a self-inflicted adversity, just like many people gain and they kind of draw power. They absorb the power from the things that they defeat. Running is one of those type of things. I always say that there's a lot of addictive personalities that are drawn to running. A lot of people who battle a lot of different demons get drawn into the sport because it replaces those things. Running is something that's hard to explain to someone why you love it. It's hard for me to explain why I like to go out and run for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, or obviously 12 or 24. The farther you go, the least likely you're going to have someone kind of be on board who's not a runner and kind of understand where you're coming from. It's kind of hard to equate it to something else, to someone who doesn't do anything that's kind of that extreme. So if you look at other forms of things that give people that dopamine, that shot of adrenaline, or that whatever it is that drives people to be passionate about the things that they love, if you can kind of cross that bridge and meet them on that and explain to them that's how you feel, I think maybe they can understand it then. But most people that I explain my passion and my love for running just don't understand it, especially the running and the ultra distances. They just don't get it. See, I think humans need adversity to overcome. They need to kind of battle things and overcome them. And running is kind of that surrogate for exposing yourself to real threats. While running can be dangerous depending on where you are and the type of races, it is a way of creating this kind of controlled adversity for yourself that you can overcome, that you can train for, like you're going into battle. Then you can go into your battle, your race, and then win and achieve and overcome and kind of suck the power out of that thing and then kind of take it into yourself. And you can do that over and over and over again. And I believe that dopamine from finishing the race and the trials and tribulations that you put yourself through kind of replicate things that humans have probably lost over time because we've become comfortable in our nice padded air-conditioned worlds that we live in now. See, some of the most rewarding things in life are hidden behind these kind of paywalls, the resistance and the overcoming of these adversarial type, whether it be metaphorical demons or whatever you choose. There is a lot of empowerment behind those things that you can really draw so much energy and power from to make yourself feel good in a world that doesn't always challenge us the way that we wish it would or need it to. And if you're someone who's had to battle from, let's say being out of shape to get into doing something like ultra marathons or even just races, there's a really strong possibility that once we achieve the thing, once we beat the demon, slay the dragon, whatever you want to say, that we can typically become complacent because we've achieved the thing and we kind of fall out of love with the day to day once you've won. And so then you get into this kind of what's next. It's how do you find the passion in running to continue to push it? And that's the addictive part. Like once you figure that out and you're able to kind of go, oh, I feel good when I go through these training cycles and I complete this race. And then some people are fine with doing the same races every year. And then some people need to travel and need to sign up for new races and new challenges. And it becomes that addictive thing of solving the puzzle and winning the war and driving yourself to do things you never thought you can do. And then there's also power. And if we're being honest here, there's power in people admiring that about you. Completing a race and having people going, oh my goodness, I didn't know that about it. I didn't know that you could do something like that. That's crazy. Like there is a little bit of power in that. If we're being honest, when people admire us for doing that. And I'm not saying that's why we do it, but it does make you feel good about having people admire your ability to do these things that are seemingly above what average people can do. And the purpose of this channel is to try to tell us average people out there that, look, we can do this. We can find this for ourselves. We can train and we can become these people that you put on a pedestal and think are above. I don't want to say above you because it's not a stature thing, but they're people who are achieving things you don't think you can do, that somehow they were born with this innate ability, this superpower. And what you don't understand is that you have this inside of you. You have the ability to do these things. If you want to really do them, you can train. You can find the thing inside of you to keep pushing you forward, because things like ultras are just mostly mental. Once you kind of get basic shape, it's a mental game. You're trying to survive while your brain is trying to tell you to quit because you think you're killing yourself. That's the mental battle. That's the part that I try to tap into with people when I talk to them, to say, look, there's something in you. There's something in most humans that allows them to push, that even if you don't know it's there, it's there. When you're pushed to the brink of breaking, whether it be emotionally or physically, many people get there through many different things, whether it be joining the military or going through extreme sports or just having traumatic events in their lives. People get pushed there and they're able to kind of peel back the layers and see that. They're able to see that in themselves and say, you know what? I want to continue to do that. That's why I think there's so many people that battle addictions and beat them, have that ability and understand that about themselves, that, look, this is a part of me that's broken, but there's a part of me that's super strong, that's able to overcome and battle and do things that are way beyond what most people can do. That's the part of running that I think is addictive. It's that beauty in the pain. It is really just, it's beyond the dopamine and the endorphins, like got tattooed on my arm. That's part of it. But there's another part of it. It's this kind of taking ourselves out of this mundane life, this day-to-day life where we go sit at a desk or we go do things we don't want to do every day for a paycheck so that we could pay for a house we have to do the things. Like, there's part of us that just wants to be stripped down to the bare bones, to what it is to be a human and survive and put ourselves into adversity and overcome. I think there's really a lot to be said about that. And that's why I said I'd rather go run in the woods for 8 or 9 hours a day than do almost anything else, because it's just something, there's a connection to the trails and to pushing your body to do those things. So those are my thoughts on why I think running is addictive, why I love running, why I run. So I would be very interested in hearing what the why is for all of you. What is it that you find addictive about running? Is it the logistics? Is it the problem solving? Is it just the basic fundamental moving your body and having the power to transport yourself from A to B, whether it be for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 24 hours or 36 hours or whatever it is? What is it that draws you to being a runner? Thanks for watching. Go ahead and click right here. I'll see you next video. Oh, and leave your comments below. Appreciate it. Take care.